So hello class 7 students, welcome back again. So in the previous video we have completed the exercise questions till question number 6, and in today's video we'll cover up from question number 7 to question number 11. That means we will finish the exercise today. Okay, so let's begin. Question number 7. Okay, what is given here? You see, Dorji has a few bottles of soft drinks in his restaurant, but unfortunately these are not labeled. That means the bottles of the soft drinks are not labeled. Okay, he has to serve the drinks on the demand of customers. One customer wants acidic drink, another wants basic, and the third one wants neutral drink. Okay, there are three customers in the restaurant, and one of them wants acidic drink, another wants basic drink, and the third one wants neutral drink. So how will Dorji decide which drink is to be served to whom? You understood the question? How this Dorji will decide, because the bottles of the soft drinks are not labeled. Okay, so how he will decide which drink is to be served to whom? Okay, let's begin then the answer. With the help of litmus test, okay, with the help of litmus paper, Dorji can decide which drink to be served to whom. Okay, so first point, you see, Dorji can put red litmus paper in the bottles of soft drink. First of all, Dorji has to take a red litmus paper, okay, and in the three bottles, means all of the bottles which are there in the restaurant, in all of the bottles he has to dip the red litmus paper, okay, in the soft drink. So if the soft drinks turns the color of red litmus paper to blue litmus, then the solution will be what? The soft drink will be what? Basic in nature, and that drink can be served to the customer who wants basic drink. Understood? Second point, Dorji can put the blue litmus paper in the bottles of soft drink. Now Dorji can put the blue litmus paper to the remaining of the drinks, and if the color of the blue litmus paper of the which is dipped in the soft drink will turn to red, then the soft drink will be what the nature of the soft drink will be acidic. Okay, then this Dorji can serve the acidic drink to the customer who wants acidic drink. Okay, clear? And lastly, the soft drink which has no effect on any of the litmus paper, the soft drink which has no effect on any of the litmus paper, what will be the nature of that litmus paper? It will be neutral in nature. Clear? Okay, first of all, he did what? Dorji what he did? He inserted, or he dipped red litmus paper to the bottles of the soft drink. Whichever bottles of the soft drink is turns the color of red litmus paper to blue, that soft drink is what? Basic in nature, and Dorji can serve the basic drink to the customer who wants basic soft drink. Okay, similarly, Dorji can put blue litmus paper to the remaining of the soft drinks in the bottle. Okay, and whichever soft drink will turn the color of blue litmus paper to red, that soft drink will be what? Acidic in nature, and the soft drink can be served to the customer who wants acidic drink. And lastly, whichever soft drink does not change the color of any of the litmus paper, either blue litmus paper or either red litmus paper, the nature of that substance will be what? Or the nature of the soft drink will be what? Neutral. And Dorji can easily serve the neutral soft drink to the customer who wants this drink, neutral drink. Clear? Understood? So this is your answer of question number 7. You can pause the video and you can note it down in your science notebook. Next question. Okay, lastly you can write this. Now Dorji can serve the acidic, basic and neutral drinks required by the customers. Okay, you can pause the video and you can note it down from here. Okay, next question now. Explain why. Question number 8. An antacid tablet is taken when you suffer from acidity. Okay. So now during indigestion, acidity simply referred to as what? Indigestion, right? Which is the effect of neutralization in our day-to-day life. So our stomach, you know that generally our stomach produces what? Hydrochloric acid. Okay, and this hydrochloric acid helps in digesting our food without harming the stomach, which we have also learned in chapter number 2, that is in nutrition in animals. Okay, the hydrochloric acid is produced by the stomach, and this hydrochloric acid helps to digest our food without harming the stomach. But sometimes excess of hydrochloric acid can be produced in the stomach due to overeating, right? And this excess of hydrochloric acid in the stomach causes indigestion, which causes pain and irritation. Okay, which causes pain and irritation, and the person who has excess of this hydrochloric acid in the stomach is said to suffer from what? Acidity. He is said to suffer from acidity. Okay, if excess of hydrochloric acid is released in the stomach due to overeating, then the person is will be suffered from what? Is said to suffer from acidity. Clear? So in order to get cure, or in order to get rid of this indigestion, and in order to get rid of this pain and irritation, we take what? Bases called as antacids. Okay, antacids or simply antacids, we can also say. That is opposite of acid. What is the opposite of acids? Base, right? Base is the opposite of acid. Clear? Okay. So yes, you can note down from here. Our stomach contains hydrochloric acid, and it helps us to digest the food. But too much of acid in the stomach causes indigestion or acidity. We can term. To relieve indigestion or to relieve from acidity, to get relief from acidity, we can take antacid such as milk of magnesia, which contains magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide is a mild base. Okay, and antacids are a group of mild bases which have no toxic effects on the body. So being basic in nature, antacids react with excess of acid in the stomach and can neutralize it. You know that acids reacts with bases, so then the acid will cancel the effect of base, and the bases will cancel the effect of excess of acid. Okay, they will neutralize the effect of each other. Okay, so in this way the excess of acid can be neutralized, and the person who is suffering from indigestion and acidity can get a relief. Clear? So this is the answer of question number 8A. Next, question number 8B, that is calamine solution is applied on the skin when an ant bites. Okay, why? We have to explain why calamine solution is applied on the skin when an ant bites. Now you know that the sting of an ant contains an acid called as formic acid. When an ant bites, it injects the acidic liquid. What is the name of that acidic liquid? Formic acid into the skin. It will release the formic acid into the skin. Okay, so to neutralize the effect of this formic acid, we generally rub the skin by calamine solution, and calamine solution contains a basic substance, chemical base, which contains zinc carbonate. Okay, which contains what? Zinc carbonate. Clear? So this is the answer of question number 8B. Next, question number C. Factory waste is neutralized before disposing it into the water bodies. Why factory waste is generally neutralized before disposing it into the water bodies? Now you know that the factory waste contains what? Acids. The wastes of many factories contains what? Acids. So if these untreated factory wastes are discharged into the water bodies, like say in rivers, in ponds, in lakes, etc., then the acids present in them will kill the aquatic animals or aquatic organisms or fish. Yes, aquatic organisms, other aquatic organisms and fish which live in these water bodies. Therefore, you can note down from here, Yes. Therefore, the acidic factory wastes should be treated with the basic substances to neutralize them before discharging into the water bodies. Okay. So, in this way, the aquatic organisms can remain safe. So, the wastes of many factories contain acids. If they are allowed to flow into the water bodies, the acids will kill fish and other aquatic organisms. So, the factory wastes are therefore neutralized by adding basic substances. Understood? Next question. Okay, question number 9. 3 liquids are given to you. Remember, one is hydrochloric acid, another is sodium hydroxide, and the third one is sugar solution. How will you identify them? You will have only turmeric indicator, which is given in the question. Okay, understood the question? 3 liquids are given to you. One of the liquid is what? Hydrochloric acid, another is sodium hydroxide, and the third one is sugar solution. Now, hydrochloric acid, from the name of hydrochloric acid only, you can identify that it is an acid. Sodium hydroxide is a base, and the third one, that is sugar solution, is what? Neutral substance, neutral solution. But how will you identify using turmeric indicator, which is given in the question? How will you identify the 3 liquids by using turmeric indicator? So here is the answer. The first point. Okay, let's see this. What is given? We will put 1 drop of each liquid on turmeric indicator turn by turn. Okay. First of all, if you put hydrochloric acid, then if you put sodium hydroxide, and then lastly you have to put sugar solution, turn by turn. Okay. The liquid which turns the yellow turmeric to red will be sodium hydroxide. What is the color of turmeric indicator? It is what? Yellow. Understood? The color of turmeric indicator is what? Yellow. So if the 3 liquids which you have dropped over the turmeric indicator, that is hydrochloric acid, sodium hydroxide, and sugar solution, if you have dropped at least 1 drop, if you have put in the turmeric indicator, on the turmeric indicator, and if the color of the yellow turmeric indicator is changed to red, then that solution will be what? Sodium hydroxide, because it is what? It is a base. Understood? In this way, you have to identify sodium hydroxide by using turmeric indicator, because bases turn the color of turmeric indicator from yellow to red. Okay. Now the red turmeric indicator which is formed here can now be used to test hydrochloric acid. Okay. The red turmeric indicator which is formed in this point, from the first point, by adding the sodium hydroxide, which is the base, to the turmeric indicator, the red color which is formed here can now be used to test hydrochloric acid. How? You see this second point. Then we will put 1 drop each of the remaining 2 liquids. What are the remaining 2 liquids? One is hydrochloric acid and the other is sugar solution. These are the 2 remaining liquids, right? Because sodium hydroxide you have already identified in point number 1 here. You have already identified here. The remaining 2 liquids are now what? Hydrochloric acid and sugar solution. So then we will put 1 drop each of the remaining 2 liquids on red turmeric indicator, again turn by turn. The liquid which makes the red turmeric indicator yellow again will be hydrochloric acid. Understood? The red turmeric indicator which you have got now, means not the red color indicator which you have got from the turmeric indicator, yellow turmeric indicator, by adding basic substances, but that is sodium hydroxide. The red turmeric indicator which you have got, if you add the acidic substances to it, then it will change to yellow color again. Why it will change to yellow color again? Because hydrochloric acid is what? Acidic substance. It will cancel the effect of sodium hydroxide base. Okay, because you have added sodium hydroxide base in point number 1, right? You have added sodium hydroxide base to turmeric indicator, which turned the color of turmeric indicator from yellow to red. Now if you add hydrochloric acid to the red color turmeric indicator, which already contains what? Basic substance, which already contains what? Sodium hydroxide in it. That is why it changed the color of yellow to red, right? because it contains sodium hydroxide now. The red turmeric indicator contains what? Sodium hydroxide in point number 2. So if you add hydrochloric acid to it, it will cancel the effect of sodium hydroxide base on turmeric indicator. That is why it will change the color of red turmeric indicator to yellow again. Okay, and this proves that you have added hydrochloric acid. Okay, in point number 2. Next, point number 3. The liquid which has no effect on the red turned turmeric indicator will be sugar solution because it is neutral. Okay, turn by turn you have added all the 3 liquids, right, on turmeric indicator. So the liquid which will not change the color of turmeric indicator, okay, which will not change the color of turmeric indicator, okay, it will remain red in this. The liquid which has no effect on the red turned turmeric indicator will be what? Sugar solution. Okay, because it is what? Neutral. And neutral substances do not change the color of the indicator. Remember. Okay, so this is the answer of question number 9. Question number 9 is also completed from here. Next question, question number 10. Blue litmus paper is dipped in a solution, it remains blue. What is the nature of the solution? Explain. Okay, you have understood the question? Blue litmus paper is when it is dipped in a solution. The name of the solution is not mentioned here. Okay, the name of the solution is not mentioned in the question. It is only told that blue litmus paper is dipped in a solution and it remains blue. That means it did not change the color of, the solution did not change the color of blue litmus paper. So what is the nature of the solution? Explain. What is the nature of the solution? Very simple. You know that basic solutions do not change the color of blue litmus paper. Okay, basic solutions change the color of red litmus paper. Remember, basic solutions change the color of red litmus paper to blue. Okay, it does not change the color of blue litmus paper. Remember. So the nature of the solution can be what? Basic. The nature of the solution can be basic. Understood? Or one more point is there. You know that neutral solutions also do not change the color of any indicator. Either you take red litmus paper, either you take blue litmus paper. Neutral solutions also do not change the color of any indicator. Okay, it neither changes the color of red litmus paper, it neither changes the color of blue litmus paper. So the nature of the solution can be either basic or neutral. Clear? So this is the answer of question number 10. One more question is left, that is question number 11. Okay, the last question from the exercise, that is question number 11. Consider the following statements. Okay, there are 4 statements given to you, A, B, C, D. Which of these statements are correct? 4 options are also given to you. All 4 are correct. Or option number 2, that is A and D are correct. Or option number 3, that is B, C and D are correct. Or only D is correct. So, okay, let's see this. Statement number A. Okay, statement A, what is given in the statement A? Both acids and bases change color of all indicators. Okay, both acids and bases can change the color of all the indicators. Either you take litmus paper, either you take blue litmus paper, red litmus paper, either you take turmeric indicator, either you take China rose petals, either you take phenolphthalein. Can acids and bases, both acids and bases, can change the color of all the indicators? No, it cannot change the color of all the indicators, right? Because if you add red litmus paper to acidic substances, then acid will not change the color of red litmus paper. Understood? When basic substances are added to red litmus paper, it will change the color of red litmus paper to blue. But acidic substances cannot change the color of indicator, red litmus paper. Clear? So this statement is false. It is not correct. Okay, it is not correct. It is not correct. Next, statement B. If an indicator gives a color change with an acid, it does not give a change with a base. Okay. Take the example of China rose petals. Take the example of, let me take the example of China rose petals. Okay. Yes. Now when acidic substances is added to China rose petals or China rose indicator, then First of all, what is the color of China rose indicator? It is light pink, right? The color of China rose indicator is what? Light pink. It is also given in book. I have discussed this thing. You remember? If you don't remember, then you can look for the China rose indicator of my video. Okay, which is also given in this channel. So acids turn China rose indicator from light pink to deep pink. Remember, acidic substances can change the color of China rose indicator from light pink to deep pink, or you can also say to magenta color. Remember, to magenta color. But basic substances change the color of China rose indicator from light pink to green color. If you remember, basic substances can change the color of China rose indicator to green color. Okay, so what is given in the statement, if an indicator gives a color change with an acid, it does not give a change with a base. In case of China rose indicator, both acids and bases changes the color of China rose from light pink to deep pink, and from light pink to green respectively in acidic and basic substances, right? So both changes the color in case of China rose indicator. So this statement is also incorrect. Next, statement number C, if an indicator changes color with a base, it does not change color with an acid. Same case you can take from China rose indicator only. Both acidic and basic substances shows color change in case of China rose indicator. Okay, so this is also incorrect. Lastly, change of option number D means statement number D, change of color in an acid and a base depends on the type of indicator used. Yes, this statement is correct. Okay, the color change in an acid and basic substances depends on the type of the indicator used in acids and bases. Okay, so this statement is correct. So what is the correct answer for this question number 11? Which of these statements are correct? Only D is correct. Clear? So you can note it down. Only D is correct here. Okay, so this completes your exercise questions. Okay, and more 2 videos are yet to come, in which I will provide you the short answer type questions and long answer type questions and answers. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.